Hi my loves, my name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for this healing, nourishing, slow yoga flow, yoga for anxiety. So today we're going to look at opening up the hips, opening up the heart and finding a little bit of peace, finding a little bit of stillness in both the body and the mind. So if you don't know me very well, I actually started practicing yoga because my anxiety was so high and it was recommended to me by a doctor, and one of my goals in life is to kind of break the stigma around anxiety and to help people bring a little bit of peace back into their lives, to remember that you might not control what goes on or in the world or around you, but you can control what goes on inside of you. You have that power and you have that inner magic. So before we begin today's practice, I would just like you to know that you are in a safe space with me. There is no judgment here. You can cry, you can let it all out. For the next half an hour or so, this is your practice. This is your sacred space, whether you be on a mat, outside, just in the living room, anywhere that feels good for you. And being proud of yourself for stepping onto the mat today to take back control of your magic. So you can grab yourself any props that you might need, maybe blocks, bolster, anything to make your practice, your flow more comfortable. And when you are ready, my loves, I will meet you back here to begin. So to begin today's practice, my loves, you're just going to come to a simple lying down position on your mat. So getting yourself comfortable here, giving yourselves a shuffle around, get yourself comfortable, and from then you're going to flip those palms down to connect with the earth beneath you. So as this is a flow to help relieve any symptoms of anxiety, any stress within the mind or the body, you want to rebalance yourself, you want to find some grounding, so we want to connect with the earth. Feel rooted, feeling strong here. Now once you've found your way here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And a slow exhale all the way out the nose. Taking a moment to be proud of yourself for stepping onto the mat today, for dedicating some time to you and your well-being. And once again, knowing that you're in a safe space with me, feeling any emotions, maybe sadness, maybe anger, anything that you need to release. Starting to imagine that there's roots coming out of your fingertips, connecting with the solid earth beneath you, connecting you with the universe that surrounds you. And just spending a few moments trying to even out our breath. So feeling every inhale, feeling every exhale as we breathe in and out the nose, activating our pranayama, our magic here. And we're not trying to empty our minds today. We're not trying to not bring any thoughts in. We simply want to find a steady state of rhythm in it. So often when we have anxiety or we're experiencing symptoms of anxiety, our mind jumps all around the place and often to negative thoughts. Today, I just want to make your thoughts kind of numb. So they're not really anything. They're not necessarily positive. They're not necessarily negative. They're simply thoughts. So you're just going to pay attention to your breath, and for a few moments you're going to count with your breath. So inhaling for the count of 4 and then exhaling for the count of 4. Simply keeping this rhythm, the gentle steadiness of counting on your inhale for 4 and on your exhale for 4. So spending a few moments now making your inhales and your exhales balanced. And as we stay here for a little while longer, just counting our breath, you might want to intensify your pose by maybe bringing the bottom of the feet together, allowing those knees to fall open to the sides, moving to your butterfly legs. You can take any blocks, any props underneath these knees to support them, or maybe you simply feel the intense stretch here. But keeping these inhales and these exhales equal for a few more moments. Beautiful, my loves. And if those legs are butterfly legs, you're gently going to bend them to the sky. And then all together, we're going to hug these knees in nice and close to the chest, simply taking a few rolls from side to massage the base of the spine here into the mat. Before we take a beautiful inhale through the nose. And on your exhale with ease, you're going to allow those knees to fall all the way over to the right-hand side. Take your gaze over to the left, and maybe you bring those arms into a T shape if it feels good for you. On your next inhale, just going to begin to engage this core as you draw the knees into the center and allow them to fall to the opposite side. And from here, keeping your knees where they are, you're simply going to allow this whole body to roll over to the left-hand side, using your hands to gently press you up all the way into a comfortable position. And it can be any comfortable position that you like. Maybe those legs are crossed, maybe they're extended. Just excusing me for a moment as I take off my jumper. And then from here, you're going to move on to those sit bones. And we're going to roll back those shoulders, bringing those hands to the knees, sitting tall, sitting proud here. So giving yourself a shuffle to get comfortable. You can take a block underneath those sit bones if that's what your body is craving. Or maybe you stay with me, simply sitting on the mat, connecting your lower body with the earth beneath you. And just paying attention to that breath once more, following it on its journey. Maybe it's sitting just in the top of the lungs, or maybe you're able to breathe in deeply, pushing past that part in the diaphragm to get it all the way to the base of the belly. Now, not worrying if you can't get it to the base of the belly. Often when we're feeling anxious, our breath stays in the top of our lungs as a survival instinct. So sometimes deep breath work can take a lot of practice to do. It's taken me many years to get comfortable, and it's often the first thing I notice when I start to get anxious is that I lose control of this breath. So just spending 10 more inhales, 10 more exhales here, just recognizing your breath, your natural rhythm. There's no right or wrong answer here, just how you feel. And then keeping your eyes closed, or you can blink them open, you're simply going to bring those hands to the mat beside you, so moving onto those fingertips. From here, we inhale to lift the chest, and on our exhale, draw this right ear all the way over to that right shoulder. Starting to feeling a tingling sensation going all the way down that left arm. Intensifying this stretch by drawing this right ear down to the collarbone, so coming at a bit of an angle with your stretch. Beautiful. Inhale to bring it back to the shoulder, and then into the center, move it all the way to the left hand side, so left ear hovers over that left shoulder. Coming at the angle as you draw it down to the collarbone. Inhale to bring it back into the shoulder and then back into the center. From here, you're simply going to bring the hands all the way behind the back to interlock the fingers, pop the chest open. And from here, you're going to draw these hands all the way over to the right hand side of your body. And then you can take your gaze over to the left. Inhale to move those hands back behind you, head comes into the center, and then take those hands over to the left hand side, your gaze comes over to the right. Beautiful, back into the center, release those hands, and just taking a few movements of the arms, of the wrist, and maybe roll those shoulders. Maybe you simply swing those arms from side to side, so nice, gentle movement here. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Imagine you're just shaking off some of those sensations in your body right now. Maybe that rapid heartbeat, maybe a little bit of breathlessness, stiffness, anything at all. Maybe bringing your head into it by nodding it yes, shaking it no. Just finding freedom of movement here, starting to connect with the body. Beautiful, my loves. Before we roll over those knees or swing those legs to the side, and you're going to come into your tabletop position. So those shoulders are stacked over the wrists, hips over those knees, and we're simply going to work through some delicious and nourishing cat-cow stretches, so some of my favourite. On your inhale, you're going to drop that chest, arching the spine, taking that gaze all the way forwards. And then on your exhale, curving that spine, bringing the chin into the chest. And just making this movement forward and backwards a few times. Starting to stretch out those hips, the spine, the shoulders. Beautiful. And then from here, without rushing, next time that you curve that spine, you're going to tuck those toes, push into your hip bones, into those hands, and take those hips as high as you can to the sky. Starting to pedal out those legs, so bend one knee, bend another. Oh, just getting a nice, gorgeous movement of these hamstrings as you come to your first down dog of the class. So maybe this is your first down dog ever. Maybe it's your first down dog of the day. So it's okay to feel a little bit kind of stiff here. So again, find freedom. Maybe you wiggle those hips, take a few ankle rolls. We won't stay in our down dog too long today. But just connect once again with the earth through those fingertips, through the toes. Before we take a nice inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, drop the knees back to the mat. And we're going to step our right foot between the thumbs. So take as much movement as you need to get this foot there. And from here, we're going to inhale to sweep those hands all the way to the sky. Move to low lunge. So imagine that you've got a big ball of energy between those hands. You want to roll back those shoulders. Gaze forward, drawing in this belly button just a little bit to feel strong, to feel steady. As you inhale. On your exhale, going to open up these arms all the way to the side. Imagine that you're shining your heart forwards. You're opening up that heart chakra, gazing all the way up to the sun, to the moon, to the sky. It's okay if you're wobbly, hold it here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Sweep those hands back to the sky as you inhale, low lunge. Exhale to frame the front foot. Left hand stays down, right hand comes to the sky. And from here, just beginning to take a few circles with that right arm, rolling it in one direction. Rolling it in another. Before we inhale, take that hand back to the sky. Exhale to release it to frame the front foot, bringing both knees to touch. And from here, you're going to draw those elbows in close to the body, moving gently over those wrists, gazing at a space just at the top of your mat. And from here, with control, you're going to bend those elbows close to the chest, dropping the hips, dropping the chest. Inhale to upward dog, so extend those arms, push into those hands, gaze forwards. Exhale to bend those knees. Take those hip bones high in your own time. Come back to down dog and keep this movement going. So bending one knee, bending another. Today we're looking for gentle and calming movement. So get lost in the rhythm of your breath, the feeling, the sensation of your body. Nothing to achieve here except dedicating some time to you and your well-being, my darlings. So once again, from here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale to lower those knees to the mat, and with as much movement as you need, you're going to step that right foot between the thumbs. When you'll feel steady, you're going to inhale, take those hands to the sky, low lunge. Remember, big ball of energy, big ball of magic, roll back those shoulders. Find stability in your low lunge, squaring those hips forwards. Staying here for just a moment. Before you inhale. Yes, exhale, open up these arms to the side, shine your heart forwards. Gazing up at the sun, the stars, the moon, the sky, wherever you might be looking at right now. Maybe it's your ceiling, that's okay. Just imagining all those beautiful stars, the bright healing sun, the powerful moon as we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, sweep those hands back to the sky, low lunge. Exhale to frame that front foot. Right hand stays down this time. Inhale, left arm comes to the sky. And again, take these movements, so taking these circles in one direction. Taking it in another. Embracing any clicks, any cracks that you might be hearing. Before we inhale, left hand comes back to the sky. Exhale, release it to frame the left foot. Step it back into your tabletop and then draw those elbows together. Move over the wrists, lower the hips, lower the chest in your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog, and this time you're going to slowly move on to those forearms, so into our Sphinx pose. Elbows stacked underneath the shoulders, pointing those toes to either corner of the back of the mat. And you're going to point those fingers all the way to the top of the mat, spread those hands. This is your root, and we don't want to drop our shoulders to our ears, we want to roll them back. This is a beautiful, restorative, but powerful pose. So this is a pose that I often work with, especially when I'm feeling overly anxious or extremely sad, as it unblocks that heart chakra. So embracing any emotions that might be coming to the surface here. Again, you're in a safe space, there's no judgment, there's no shame here. Yoga is primarily a spiritual practice. It's not all fitness, it's not all asanas, it's not all down dogs. Yoga is the emotions you bring to the mat, and most importantly, the emotions you take away from the mat and how you live your life. So we're going to spend 10 more breaths here, and if you'd like to intensify the pose, again, maybe you bend that right leg, that left leg even, bringing the knee into alignment with the hips and flexing this foot, moving to your half frog pose. As you inhale, exhale, slide that left leg back. If you're taking the frog pose, you're going to take it to the other side. So bend the right leg this time, flex that foot, knee comes into alignment with the hip. Inhale. Exhale, slide the right leg back down. And from here, palms come to touch in the space in the middle of your mat. Press into those palms to lift the elbows and slide the body all the way down. So bending the knees here, taking the feet to the sky and just taking a few ankle rolls. Rolling them in one direction, rolling them another. Not perfect movement here. Embracing any clicks, any cracks. Just giving them a nice little stretch. And then when you're ready, forehead comes into the mat. Slide those hands next to your chest. On your inhale, you're going to extend those arms, move all the way to upward dog. Exhale to bend those knees, tuck those toes, get yourself comfortable, set your roots, and then lift your hip bones into the sky, down dog. So keep that movement going, pedal those legs, wiggling those hips, anything that feels good for you. Before, once again, we take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And on your exhale, lower those knees back to the mat. Step the right foot between those thumbs. Get yourself steady before you inhale all the way. Low lunge, so roll back those shoulders. Find space between those hands. As you inhale. Exhale to open up those arms to the side. Shine your heart forwards. And if you want to go a little bit further, then maybe those hands interlock behind you. Pop this chest open. Staying here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release those hands gently back to the sky. Low lunge as you inhale. Exhale to frame the front foot. This time, we're going to keep both hands on the mat, tuck those back toes, and lift this back leg all the way up, moving to our high lunge. So those hands come all the way onto the knees as we inhale to lift the body. Take those hands to the sky, pushing into this back heel if it's available to keep yourself nice and strong as we inhale. Exhale, open up those arms all the way to the side. Again, maybe you find those fingertips, or maybe you simply open up those arms to the side. Staying here for 5, for 4, gazing up to the stars, for 3, for 2, beautiful, for 1, inhale, sweep those hands to the sky. Exhale to frame the front foot, step back into your plank, and from here, you're going to drop those knees to the mat, bend those elbows, find your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, bend those knees, take those hip bones high, come to your down dog, keeping that movement going. Before we inhale, Exhale, yes. With control, drop those knees to the mat. Step the left foot between those hands. Get yourself comfortable. And when you feel strong, you inhale to low lunge. Roll back those shoulders. Find your space, that big ball of energy between the hands. As you inhale. Exhale to open up the heart. Or find those fingertips behind the back. Either one, whichever one suits your practice. Remember, yoga is different for everybody. So listen to what yours is trying to tell you as you hold for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, beautiful. And with control, for 1, gently release those hands back to the sky, low lunge, inhale. Exhale to frame that front foot, keeping both hands on the mat this time. As you tuck those back toes, lift this back leg all the way up and find your way to your low lunge, your high lunge. Taking those hands to the sky. Pushing into that back heel, bend into this front knee, feeling strong as you inhale. Exhale to open up that heart. Maybe you find those fingertips, or maybe your arms simply stay opening to the side. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, stick those hands to the sky. Exhale to frame that front foot. Step back into your plank, holding your plank for just a moment. Before you lower those knees, bend those elbows next to your chest. Find your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, bend those knees once more. Hip bones come high. First while down dog. And then from here, you're going to walk those hands back towards your feet. Bend those knees. Find the elbows. Move to your ragdoll. So gently swinging that body from side to side here. Before we release those hands all the way to the shins, inhale to look forwards. Exhale to bend the knees, slowly, slowly, slowly rolling that body up all the way into a standing position. And we're going to find a little bit of balance today. So practicing balance not only helps strengthen our legs, if that's what you're searching for, maybe in this yoga for anxiety flow, but it also helps to bring mindfulness into the body, into your day. So I often like to practice a balance pose when I'm making a cup of tea, because that is often the time that my mind starts drifting. So from here, you're going to roll back those shoulders, take the hands into prayer, and we're going to practice our tree pose. If you have your tree pose in your practice today, my darlings, then you can come straight away into it. Or if it's the first time practicing, you can follow me by bending that left knee, and you're going to bring the heel of the left foot to the ankle of the right, finding a point of focus just in front of you. And you can stay here, or maybe you slide the bottom of that left foot into that calf. Or if you have it available, you can bring it all the way into the thigh. Now remember, just because my tree pose looks like this doesn't mean yours will. Every body is different and every pose looks different for everyone. If maybe your balance is a bit off today, then keep those toes on the mat, maybe holding a wall. Or if you have an even advanced tree pose, you can take those hands overhead. This is what my pose looks like today, and this is where I'm going to stay. So remember, this flow is not about being the best. It's being better than the person you were when you stepped onto the mat. Feeling better. Feeling better. Being able to breathe better, move better, connect with that body, with that breath. This is yoga. Yoga isn't a race, it isn't a competition. So holding wherever you are for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1, gently release that left leg to the mat. Hands come to those hips and just take in a few hula hoop circles. So rolling them in one direction, rolling it in another before we take it on to the right hand side. So if you have your tree pose in your practice, you can move into it now, or maybe you follow me by simply bringing those hands to your heart center in prayer. Heel of the right foot comes to the ankle of the left. and you can stay here. Or maybe you bring it to the calf muscle, or maybe you bring it into the thigh, finding where your pose is today. My left side is not my best. My left side is a bit wobbly today, so I'm just going to keep my toes onto the floor. This is just as much a tree pose as if you had that foot all the way off the mat. But keeping your eyes focused on your drishti, so your gazing point, holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release that leg, hands come to those hips. Hula hoop those hips in one direction, hula hooping it in another. And from here, we're going to walk our way back to the top of the mat. Feeling nice and strong here as we inhale, hands come high. Exhale to bend those knees and forward fold. Inhale to gaze forwards. Exhale to plant the hands down, step back the left leg, lower the knee, step back the right. And final vinyasa for the class, draw those elbows in. Move over those wrists with control, lower the hips, lower the chest. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, this time bring those big toes together, take those knees wide, and we're going to move to our child's pose. So if you happen to have a block or maybe something that's a little bit harder, you can use it now to activate this third eye. So we're going to place the block or the book or whatever you're using into the mat. And from here, we're going to place it between the eyebrows, so just above the bridge of the nose. Finding our way to our restorative child's pose, so just let those arms hang heavy here. Those knees can be as wide as it feels comfortable. But we're going to stay here for a few moments, just pressing into that space between the eyebrows, so awakening our third eye. This pressure point will also release any emotions, so any stress, any worry. And if it feels comfortable for you, or maybe you're simply using the mat, I invite you to roll your head from left to right, massaging away any worry, any tension that's been sitting here. So melting away in this pose, melting away with your breath. Just keeping your mind, your attention on the sensation between the eyebrows, maybe the sensation in your hips or in your shoulders. Again, we don't want to empty the mind, we just want to find a sense of peace, a sense of stillness. So thoughts don't necessarily have to be good or bad, they can simply be thoughts. And when you just let those thoughts kind of flow freely, again, not focusing on something bad, not focusing crazy or forcing yourself to be positive, just simply existing in the moment. This is also meditation. So staying here for 10 more inhales and 10 more exhales. A nice, gentle, delicious, calming flow. One you can practice over and over again whenever you need a little bit of a calming pick-me-up. Don't forget there's 4 more, don't forget there's 3 more in this Yoga for Anxiety series. So something to suit every kind of anxiety, every emotion. Staying here, 5 more breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, my loves, you can take a nice deep inhale and a nice slow exhale. On your next inhale, bring those hands into the mat and you're going to gently roll the body up, so keep those knees together as you move to your hero's pose. Remember, if this isn't comfortable, sitting back on the heels, and you can modify. But from here, we're going to inhale, those hands come high. Exhale, twist all the way over to the left hand side, so shine those palms forward, using this left arm to twist you deeper. Beautiful. Inhale, hands to the sky. Exhale, over to the right hand side. Inhale, hands to the sky. This time release them behind the back. Find those fingertips once more and pop open that chest. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Gently release those fingertips, moving any props to one side, and you're going to find your way back onto our backs on the mat. Ending the practice as we began by simply coming to a lying down position. From here, you're going to flip those palms to the sky, so we've reconnected with the earth. Now we want to draw in the healing power of the sun and of the moon. So once you've found your way here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale. And a slow exhale all the way out, finding a few more moments of peace, of stillness in your Shavasana. So taking a moment to get yourself comfortable, maybe grabbing a blanket, a pillow, using any props that you need. And shuffling the body, get yourself comfortable here. And as you lie here, heavy, tired, relaxed on the mat, I would just like you to repeat after me, maybe out loud or quietly in your minds. I am powerful. I am strong. I am in control. I am powerful. I am strong. I am in control. I am powerful. I am strong. I am in control. I'm breathing in these words deeply, not just saying them, feeling them running through your bloodstream, deep in your muscles, in your soul. Remembering that we might not be able to control what goes on outside in the world around us, but we can control the world within. We are powerful. We are magic. And we are strong. And I invite you to spend as long as you need in your Shavasana today, my loves. Maybe pressing pause on this video, just existing here. Maybe repeating the flow again. Anything that you want. But once again, my loves, I thank you for allowing me to be your teacher for this yoga for anxiety flow. And I am sending so much love, so much magic, so much healing from my mat to yours. And knowing always that you are powerful, you are strong, and you are in control. I hope to see you again soon, my loves. See you later.